Hello there, everyone. TheAndrata here, and welcome back to episode 74 of our Enigmatica 6 Expert Let's Play series, where today we talk about some of our engineer school project things that I worked on in between episodes. We get our feeding upgrades, so now I no longer have to feed myself. I just have a tube hooked up into my arm that's auto-injecting food into me or something like that, or just straight into my throat. I don't know. And we start working towards getting refined storage set up. Let's get started. Welcome back, everyone, to another wonderful night here in TheAndrata Landia, where we still have infinite create power, and this is after a world reload, so who knows what the heck is going on here. But again, like I said, I'm not going to complain about it. Something got broken here. I don't know if this has always said temperature of 99 degrees Celsius. Let's go upstairs and look, actually, real quick. Also, again, my map is gone. I got to go fix that config setting, and I don't remember what config setting it is, so yay me. But let's go take a look. What do these pipes sit at? 12. So yeah, that pipe down there is just stuck at 99 degrees Celsius, which seems like that's why it's getting, infinite power, essentially. The weird thing is it doesn't show this as being like on or anything, but I'm not touching it. I'm just going to leave it be. It's technically infinite power anyway. If we were to ever get this observer working properly to the dispenser like I want it to, but it just saves me from having to actually figure it out right now. So anyway, I want to talk about things that I've done in between episodes. So I AFK'd for a little while so that way we could get a bunch of the netherite honeycombs taken care of, and we did. I processed quite a few, and we have so far right now 32 ancient debris, plus I had a little bit more. The cool thing with this ancient debris is, which I didn't know, if we take a look at our usage on this and we put this into our crushing wheel, ancient debris into a crushing wheel, and the ancient debris comes from the processing of the netherite honeycombs, right? If we put this into here, we have a 100% chance to get a netherite scrap, and we have a 66% chance to get our ancient debris back. So it's kind of sort of like doubling our stuff. It could be tripling, quadrupling, quintupling. It's just, we have a 66% chance to get ancient debris right back out of this. So I say it's pretty darn cool. We can just keep running through this. I need half a stack of this, I believe, in order to get what we need. So bam, there it is. And then I can just run the extra through and then keep going. So it looks like we got about half of our ancient debris back on that one. So the 66% chance was closer to a 50% chance there. But yeah, look, we already have 17, and we can just continue to run it through, not without any issues. So what I want to do, first things first, is get ourselves going with our stuff. And because we have a couple things that we're going to do this episode, so I want to dive right on in and get our stuff going. So I need to get my thalassium, wasn't it? Yes. And I need 9 of those because I'm making 1 block. And then I need to get some netherite. So let's just put that in there. And we're going to make netherite ingots. This is probably there's not really any cheaper recipe for this at all. It's basically the exact same for everything. So we're just going to go ahead and do netherite. Yeah, 4 and 4. That's dusts. If we were to do it in a casting table, that's an ingot of molten netherite, which is melting down netherite scrap or alloying 4 nuggets and 4 nuggets. So it's the same. It's a 1-to-1 ratio there. So let's go ahead and do this. We're going to convert over and we're going to grab 9 of these. And then we can get eternium by getting the netherite. We can clear that out and then getting the thalassium. And we're just going to induction smelt those two together. Yes? No? What was the recipe for this? Eternium. Yeah, induction smelt. Terminite. In order to get terminite, I have to do the thalassium and ender dust. Oh, I have to do this again. Right? Recipe of this is... Yeah, how did I get thalassium? I smelted that up, right? You are going to mix with... I thought I did the terminite already, or did I stop? Ah, I did. Okay. I grabbed the wrong one. That was what it was. You go there, and then that cooks up into eternium. That way we can get our bigger backpack going. Yeah, there we go. And eternium is actually, if you have the ability to make it, I was going to say it's pretty good for armor. 7 tough or 7 armor, 3.5 toughness, and a 20% knockback. So it's 100% knockback if you get all of this. Plus you can get a sword handle, so you can make a nice sword and everything. And it's a pretty decent set of armor. I used it actually in Enigmatica 6 for the first half of the series until I got my mechanism armor. So that's that. We're gonna do this Eternium block, and we should now be able to just craft this backpack if I take my backpack off. Bam, and now that gets us a netherite backpack, and you can go away. And the netherite backpack is just bigger, right? It's a bigger backpack. I'm gonna have to fix my slot memory settings here, or not my slot memory, the no sort. We're gonna have to do this, and then I'm gonna have to bring everything down, but it's fine. It gave us just a little bit more room, basically a whole nother row and not another column, plus more upgrade slots. So I like it. I'll fix the backpack part later. I'm not gonna worry about doing that now. But that's just, highest tier we can get with that. And then I want to go ahead and get our feeding upgrade taken care of. But before we do that, I need to talk about some things that I did in between episodes, because you're going to see there's a new thing here. And there's a couple things. So first off, let's pop back over to our factory and go up to our top level. If you remember a while ago, I set this setup up here with all of our coke ovens running to get us our creosote oil, right? And I had everything being piped into the back here, into pipes, and then into mechanism drawer buckets. And you're going to notice the buckets are gone, right? The tanks are gone. Where did they go? Well, they're over here. So what I did in between episodes is I converted over about 10,000 planks worth of our I don't have my Zoom mod on here anymore either. I need to get that installed. 10,000 planks worth of logs from over here in our farm. Converted that over to planks just by adding it all to our occultism. You're going to see here I got a bunch of planks still left over, and just, grabbing an oak log and click, stacks of it, and then throwing it into here. So we have that going. I got all of our creosote oil piled up, and then all of these are set to extract mode by just shift right clicking on them. And you can tell because they get, light in color. I don't know where that one went though, because I did it too fast, and it may be a UI glitch, or it just could be working. So we have all these, so they're all set to drain down, and then on the bottom, I just have mechanical pipes pumping over to here. And then what we have over here is just a simple seared ingot tank from Tinker's Construct, which just basically holds fluids from Tinker's Construct, which this counts as a fluid. And then I have a pipe coming off of this, dumping straight into a casting basin. I don't know if this is necessary for this whole process. I'm going to say probably not. I probably could have just skipped this and gone straight with a pipe into the casting basin. But I had this set up because I wasn't going to go this route. I was going to do a drain system, and then I remembered I could do the mechanical pipe. So I was like, forget it. We'll just leave it here. It doesn't hurt to have that sitting in line. And so then what we have is a pretty pipe, set of pretty pipes, pumping into a casting basin, which pulls a plank from here. And these are set to, I did put high extraction modules in there with no filter. I didn't know what I was going to need. High extraction prevents oversending. So you're not going to see, items bouncing back and forth and everything. Just one, as this inventory clears up, it'll send one. And then over here on this side, we have the same thing, a high extraction module with no filter. I thought I was going to have to filter this for planks, but apparently the casting basin has an output slot. So the item, once it's completed, moves to the invisible output slot, and then it's allowed to be extracted from that into another elite bin that's set up. So once this completes, we'll have 10,000 treated wood planks. As simple as that. Yeah, as you can see, it is not a very fast process. I could set up more of these if I wanted to, but I'll just AFK. It's good. I don't mind AFKing because we get some honeycombs and all that stuff. Plus, we're letting our mob farm run and all of that good stuff. So there's that. So there's our treated wood planks. I then also went ahead and set up a second centrifuge up here. We still have our one downstairs. I went ahead and made another centrifuge. So that way I could process all of our clockwork honeycombs, which is where this elite bin came from. And the clockwork honeycombs, the reasoning behind that is because they... Give me all of it before something else goes in there. Yeah, sucker. Haha, I'm faster than you. What are you? Clogged? Yeah. Ideally, I'd let iron go back in here. Look, I even have more. Yeah, look, iron's going in again. Good. Right? iron. Cool. Anyway, so I set this up because part of our process for our engineer school meals or school project, the meals specifically, the student meals, is builder's tea. We need 2 of them and 60 times. So we need a total of 120 builder's tea. So I was like, okay, let me process. I had like 870 or something. 867, I think, clockwork honeycombs when I started this. And so I was like, okay, let me process those and hopefully we'll get enough tea. And we currently have 6 times 16, which is 97 builder's tea. I didn't realize I could hold shift and see exactly how much that is. So ignore what I just did. We're putting this whole thing back. You need to go here. You can go back in here. You can go back in here. We're going to set this thing back up because I need more. I need to go back and get my drawer. I thought I had gotten enough, but apparently not. So let's go ahead and break this again. Hopefully we can get another, 30 out of 128 honeycombs. But again, like I said, AFKing is perfectly fine. Just let the game run in the background. I just sit here at home and let things run because we're really not going to run out of power or anything. Nighttime is the only thing that I really would have to worry about. But again, we have this power that's doing things for us. And once this runs out, once we run out of spruce logs, I will start sending the oak logs down here. So that way we have, oak logs coming in here. But yeah, okay, cool. Oh, and then I need to get this logistical transporter set up to extract there. So turn that off. That was fine. And there we go. So that's going to go into there. We have a ton of andesite alloy, though. Look at that. 1024 andesite alloy between both drawers. 8 times 64. I think those are capped out, actually. I think we're going to start having andesite alloy back up in here. Also, my morphing tool got removed from here. Let's go ahead and take all that out and just throw it into here. And that way we have the andesite alloy available to us and we don't clog up our centrifuge here. So yeah, anyway, that's going to start filling this up. Look, we already got another builder's tea. I just need 120 of them. So let's see, what else did I do? I did a little bit of mango and plum farming here to get those. I don't remember how many of these we need, but I'll get to work on it. And yeah, and we're very close on our habaneros. We're at 57. We need a total of 60. This thing keeps breaking. What keeps happening here, you can see I have all this stuff all over the place. It's not a matter of I keep breaking it. It keeps breaking itself. When the trees grow, sometimes leaves are growing here and it keeps replacing these pipes, and it's getting quite on my nerves, to be honest with you, because then I come over here and I have a massive mess of stuff and I got to come back and clean it up because this drawer is too full. The everything's full there and it can't empty. Let's go ahead and help it out. Just manually going to move this stuff over, help it out a little bit so that way it doesn't keep jamming up. I probably could shut it off, to be honest. I mean, we have 41,000 oak, 11,000 sticks and some saplings and all that stuff. But, we're generating aura in this area. Speaking of, that thing's been running forever. How is our aura in this area? Pretty darn good. Like, overall, we're pretty dang good. Not going to complain about the status of our aura. I did go ahead and turn our blazing archwood spawner back on because we ran out of planks. We ran out of the archwood, and so my source jars were getting emptied. So I just turned it back on, let it run again, and it's doing its thing, and we're filling back out there. Okay, I think that's basically where we're at. So let's continue on with our progression here. So I want to go ahead and make this feeding upgrade. I did go ahead and craft all of the stuff that we're going to need for this fairly simple craft. This, we can actually just go ahead and make that now. I thought this had to be in the mechanical crafter, but I guess not. So we can just go ahead and make this. There's a mechanical arm. Then we have our mage bloom fiber and our rose gold ingot. And the rose gold ingot is simply gold and copper in here. So that's silky cloth, just a simple craft for that as well. Bam. A netherite knife is going to require a netherite ingot, which we can make, though I'm going to have to go grab some more of that netherite scrap that we had here. And where's that apotheosis boss that just spawned? If it's nearby, we'll go take it out. If it's not, I'm not going to worry myself with it. Yeah, sounds good. We're good. I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, so let me go ahead and run this ancient debris through again, just so that way it's there. And eventually we'll set up a filter for this. We'll set a wormhole down here that is set to filter or take anything out of this. And then we'll set something up over here, like an exporter or a wormhole that's with a pipe that's set to export into this, like with a filter module from Pretty Pipes that can filter out any of the things that we need. We'll get to that. That way we can automate this whole process here too. Let's go ahead and take a nap. Okay. So with that being done, we now have the netherite scrap, so I can grab another netherite ingot. I love getting to the point where we have stuff available to us. And then we just have to take our knife here. Do this and this. Netherite knife. Bam. So we got that going. So we got that. We got that. And then I just need upgrade base and a book of binding Ginny, which I have both of. Upgrade base. And I have my book of binding. We needed to just bind it. And let's go. Let's go pop over to our occultism pyramid and do a Strieger's higher binding. Also, while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and actually claim all of these chunks so that nothing gets broken, since, well, that gives you chunk protection. Upgrade base, silky cloth, netherite knife, mechanical arm, book of binding Ginny. Give me my feeding upgrade. I'm tired of having to eat. I want you to feed me. Feed me, Seymour. That's what our feeding upgrade is going to be called. That's its nickname is Seymour. So then if we take this and put it in our backpack, bam, that's actually the first upgrade we've added to it. And we can allow it to feed us epic Oreos. And if we just put epic Oreos here, and eventually, like I said, I'll rearrange this and give it a permanent home, we have feeding available to us. Automatically, it'll feed us. I believe the higher tier of this allows you to control, when we eat. So like you can say when saturation is low, this is going to feed us when we start, ham hock gets all the way down, all this saturation gets down, then it's going to feed us, but it's automated. I don't have to worry about it. It's perfect. And we can actually go ahead and grab our everlasting beef that we have. And if I put this in here, we can say you're allowed to eat this as well. It should eat the Oreos first, but if we ever run out of Oreos and I don't notice, we'll have the everlasting beef get eaten and it'll, that way we don't have to worry about ever running out of food in there. We'll always have food available to us. So I like it. I love it. And I want some more of it, I guess. Anything in here? No, we are empty. And I now have an open slot available. Oh, nice. I don't know what I'm going to add there, but I have a slot available in my hot bar. Maybe we can put our Akashic Tome there for now, and then I'll figure something else out later. Yeah, the only thing I don't like about this is that it does not remember my sort settings. I like to see what items I have the most of. That way when I can, I know, oh, look, if I have 5,000 grass in here, I need to go ahead and put it in a drawer. Speaking of grass, I have 1,000 grass in here. I went ahead and enchanted a set of shears with Unbreaking 5 and Nature's Mend. The Nature's Mend does not work. I thought, okay, having my aura cache here will allow it to recharge my shears. Doesn't. But hey, I got us 1,000 grass because we're going to need that for turf. I'm just slowly working on things for the engineer school project. This one's fairly easy. These things we can make manually as needed. We don't need to automate this. We do need to get these bandages going, which is going to require glops of glycerol, which is going to require vegetable oil and ethanol, which is not that ethanol. That ethanol, which is yeast and ethanol, or yeast and sugar. We're gonna figure this out at some point, but I'm just not there yet. Because what I want to do is start working on getting refined storage going. You're gonna see here I did add a couple extra things to our to-do list. I added an ore miner Ginny, and I was like, oh yeah, let's see what this is about. It was mentioned in the comments that the Easnium pickaxe, I mentioned it a couple episodes ago. I'm like, look, we got Easnium. Perfect. I don't have to worry about it or anything. We'll be able to make our Easnium pickaxe and we're good to go. That was a lie, apparently. If we take a look at what the Easnium pickaxe costs, it is, first off, you need a greater Tartaric gem, which requires a demonic slate, a Gaia spirit ingot, Fantastic. You need 2048 will. You need a raw crystal cluster and a sentient pickaxe. Sentient pickaxe is this recipe. This part isn't too difficult. This is what you need to, this is capable of mining Easnium. So you would need to get this in order to actually mine Easnium in the first place. That's going to require quite a bit of Botania though. Yeah. This part, though, is the complicated, a raw crystal cluster. Okay, so take a look at this. This requires 4 demon will and 100 will inside of it. Each of these demon will crystals is made using some essence and demonic will crystal powder that will get you 2 of these, plus some pressure and some temperature. And it has to be within 900 to 100 degrees Celsius. So you got to maintain that temperature in this bitty little gap. Demonic will crystal powder is made from 9 tiny demonic will crystal powder to make 1 of these. And each one of these is made with a levigated tin powder and a rune of winter with some liquid starlight, or it's a byproduct of doing some kind of fragments inside of this thing with explosive powder inside of your arc recipe, but it's a small chance of it, I guess. So yeah, this is the standard recipe, which requires levigated tin powder, which requires you to natural alter infuse with a crumbling catalyst, a fulminated tin cluster, which requires you to lightning channel mana suffused osmium, which requires you to take osmium with a creational catalyst and a mana pool. Yeah, all of that to get these little things. And you need 9 of them to be able to craft the whole thing. So yeah, Easnium pickaxe, that ain't happening anytime soon. Just gonna throw that out there. So you know what, to be honest, the ore miner genie, probably not gonna be on here for long anyway. Ore miner, there's the genie and then there's the merid, which is apparently this is irradiated merid. And this one runs even faster, but it would also require another Easnium pickaxe. So honestly, if I were to do this, I would probably just skip the genie and go straight to the merid, because the merid is going to be faster and get more stuff. However, note that this only has a durability of 50, whereas this has a durability of 400. We would definitely want to enchant this with unbreaking before we do it. But yeah, and then making this is fairly easy. The book is easy. It's just the whole, this thing is complicated. So I'm actually just going to remove that from our to-do list because I'm not going to worry about it right now. Okay. What else do we have to talk about? I went ahead and made myself a lesser Tartaric gem. It was fairly simple. Forgotten ingot, heart of diamond, ethereal glass. I just grabbed a heart of diamond out of my Drigme farm since I have, like a couple stacks of them by now. 1 stack. So we have that. That was easy. Let's see, what else? And I want to make a cow in a jar so that we can start getting milk set up for our stuff, but we'll worry about that later. So let's talk about refined storage and see what we're going to need to get into this. So the first thing that we're going to need to make is a controller. And since we're going to be using occultism for our storage, I'm not going to really worry about doing the whole disk drive thing. Though, again, like I said last episode, disk drives have been made cheaper. I'm still going to use occultism for the main storage. And then if it comes to the point where we need to, we can switch over to using some disks. Also want to point out that the drawer controller is now significantly cheaper. It doesn't require any sort of occultism or anything. So we should be able to start switching everything over 2 drawers. I can go ahead and get a drawer system set up down in our basement down here, replacing these bins. So this is going to be, it's going to be a nightmare of a project for me is what it's going to be. But what I would do is replace these bins with a drawer controller, and then I would get one of those stable wormholes set up out for our beehives. I would just have that stable wormhole point into a it would be sitting up there, and then I would have another one, or for that, I would probably actually set up an ender chest because it's going to be easier to color code it to, be like green and green or whatever. Set up an ender chest so everything goes into there. Set an ender chest down here that has all of the honeycombs, and then those would go into their respective drawers. And that's going to be the same for any of our stuff. So once we get this set up, it's going to make things a lot easier. We could switch all this over to drawers. And the reason that I tend to use, or that I'm using these bins right now, is because I don't have to worry about doing any upgrades, because these hold 64,000 of any one item. They do have their flaws though, so we are going to switch over to using drawers for our main storage, mainly because the drawer controllers make things so much easier. I pipe into the drawer controller. I don't have to worry about piping into anything else. So we'll work on getting that set up and start making these, because all it requires is this processor. And this is fairly simple. Machine frame, we already have these. We've made them. We can make more. Smart chests, we have circuit boards and we can buy these for emeralds, so it's not too difficult. And then these logic units are treated wood planks, vacuum tubes, and those circuit backplanes that I made a bunch of already. So super simple to make now. I appreciate the cheapening of the cost. Anyway, all that being said, refined storage. We need to go ahead and start working on getting ourselves a controller. So what do we need for this? Well, we're going to need a total of 25 mechanical crafters. I believe I have 25 out there. We're going to need some advanced processors. We're going to need some network cable. We're going to need quartz enriched iron, slime steel ingots, logic units, and a machine casing. All stuff that we should be able to get fairly simply. So let's start out with our machine casing. That is going to be a machine frame, pewter, quartz enriched iron, and seared brick. So do I have a machine frame? I do. So let's do this. And you know what? How many of these am I going to need? Am I going to need one for our grid? Yes. So you know what? Let's go ahead and make, let's make 4 of them just to have 4 available to us. We'll start with this. So then I need a total of 16 pewter, 16 quartz enriched iron. And for some reason I can't, typing in this thing is weird too. 16 of you, quartz enriched. See, like I don't know. I hit Control A, it doesn't work. I can't hold backspace or anything. Just some funkiness going on with it. But you know what? It's better than what we had before, so I'm going to quit complaining about it now. And then seared bricks, we're going to need 16 of. And I should have, yes, still some left over. Quite a lot left over from when we set up our smeltery, because I just made a bunch of this stuff. So all of this is going to go into our pressure chamber here and then pressurize itself so we can let that do its thing. We'll go ahead on home, and that's going to be our first step taken care of. Machine casing done. So then we can work on getting our logic units. And then these, we may have everything we need for this, to be honest. How many total do we need of the logic units? We just need 2. So let's see. Can we craft 2 of these? No, I need to get vacuum tubes going. Vacuum tubes are going to be glass, nickel, copper, and redstone. Maybe I should just not JEI sync. Maybe that's what's messing it up. Yeah, it does look to be that, like that's the case. So let's get, you know what? I don't know why I'm doing it this way. Let's just get half a stack of these. So there's glass. We're making vacuum tubes right now. Nickel plates. Nope, that is not what's causing it. Nickel plates. I'm going to need to get 32 of you. And I need my plate press. Is that just leaving it empty? Yeah. Okay, so that's going to get us our nickel plates. Then we're going to need some copper wire. Okay. And then we need to get redstone dust, which is easy enough. Yeah, we can JEI sync this. Redstone dust. Because we determined that the JEI sync is not what's causing the issue. Okay, so that's that. And then we need to come over to our engineer's workbench, or our... Yeah, it's here, right? But I need my crafting components. Yeah, there we go. And then just make a bunch of vacuum tubes. Now we have them available to us for when we need them. There we go. Okay, so that takes care of that, which means I should now be able to make 2 of these. Yes. And then I needed them for the drawer controllers, right? So let's just make... well, I don't have any more treated wood planks. Okay, all right, ignore it. We do have a bunch of treated wood planks, but those are all, you know, they're all pegged for another project. So we got the logic units going. Then we need our quartz enriched iron. So quartz enriched iron, we are going to need 4 of, so that's pretty simple. because we already have it. Recipe on this is fairly simple. Quartz, compressed iron. Then we're going to need to get ourselves some slime steel. This should be fairly simple. Seared brick, iron ingot, sky slime. Iron ingot. Iron ingot. All of that. And a little bit of that. Oh, and that gets us 2. So actually, we're going to have a little extra. Aha. Perfect. XNet cables. Just 16 of these. Sure. We should be able to make that happen. And then we need advanced processors. So in order to do this, we need to get ourselves a numismatic die. We already have. And then it is this recipe here, right? And we're going to need a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 total advanced processors. So we're going to have to do this craft 8 times. So that means we're going to require 8 flux dust. Getting on my nerves. Flux dust. How many of those cables did I need, by the way, so I can get rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That way we have only what we need in here. Enderium coins. I should have some Enderium. No, I'm out of Enderium, finally, because we were using it for our blood-seeking blood letter, our sword. So we're going to use, what is it? Diamond dust, lead dust, and ender dust. Is that my easiest recipe for this? Looks to be the case. Yeah, okay. So I need to crush some diamonds, some lead, and some ender dust. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get all this stuff ready because it is about wrapping up point for the episode. So I'm going to get all the things we need to make these, and I'm actually going to go ahead and just make extra because you know the saying, it's a expert pack, always make more than you need. So we'll grab our flux dust, and I'm going to grab, I'll make as many of these as I can without breaking the bank at least. So I'll just go crazy with it and see what we can get. But anyway, that's going to be the end of today's episode. If you enjoyed, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. I do appreciate it, and it really does help out the channel. So I'll get all the stuff done in between episodes. That way we can start setting up refined storage next episode and then see where we end up with it, because it does use a lot of power. We'll see where that power usage ends up. Do we have enough power being generated right now? I think so, at least during the daytime, especially since we're not going to be using the disk drives or anything. But we'll see where we end up. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.